Hey, River Life viewers, you're not going to believe who I ran into this time.
Hey, River Life viewers.
It's Gary from Geocache Talk. Cincinnati, Ohio hosted the first giga-sized event in the United States, Geowoodstock 16. River Wife and I enjoyed visiting the area and participating in the Giga event, enjoying all the local fare and festivities, regalia, and especially meeting all the people. We stopped by the Geocaching Network booth and saw several on-site personalities, including one of my favorites, Gary Slinkard of Geocache Talk, who I was glad to exchange a path tag and a geocoin with, and talk about how much I appreciated the Geocache Talk podcast, how important it had been to me as a new geocacher. And Gary had published a blog that I had written from a beginner's perspective, which really highlighted the inclusiveness of the game, allowing beginners to participate instead of lurk on the sidelines. Shortly thereafter, Gary hosted Keith Petrus of FTF Magazine as a guest on the show. And Keith requested that listeners submit stories, especially on how to make camouflage hides. And so I had some experience and I wrote an article on how to make a fake log. And Keith read the article and said that if I would add some photographs, he thought that's what he was looking for. So I was happy to tell Gary that it published in the new FTF magazine, and none of that would have happened if not for the Geo Talk podcast. And now, here is the conversation I was able to have with Gary live at Geowoodstock 16. I hope you enjoy his comments. Hey, River Life viewers, you're not going to believe who I ran into this time.
Hey, River Life viewers.
It's Gary from Geocache Talk.
That's right.
Gary, listen, your podcast has been amazing for me.
Oh, man.
Terrific help getting started as a relatively new geocacher.
Right.
I appreciate what you guys are doing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thanks. That's why we do it, is to get people to geocache. We talked about, get out. And as kind of my line at the end of the podcast is, don't just talk about geocaching. You need to go geocaching.
That's exactly right.
And that's really what we're trying to do, is to get people excited, especially if you've kind of geocached for a while and you're like, I've done this thing. It's like you really have not. You got to go deeper.
Yes.
And get out and find. Challenge yourself a little bit. Try something a little different. Try maybe a more difficult trail.
Right.
We went out to Ohio's oldest. And that's a little bit of a hike.
Yeah.
Some people, and so that's kind of, thanks. Yeah, that is a little bit of a hike, but you got to do it. I mean, just take breaks if you need to, but get away from your typical geocaches that you find in a park or something. Find you maybe a little different trail. We're in a gorgeous location here.
We sure are. Right by the river here in
absolutely.
Cincinnati. Yeah.
If you've never done maybe a river cache,
there you go.
People like to, Jesse's doing a lot more. Doing some kayaking.
That's right.
If you've never kayaked, I've done a little kayaking, and it's great fun. I think people need to think about, doing something a little out of their comfort zone.
Keep it fresh.
Yeah. Do something a little different.
It's renewing.
It is.
One of the things we were talking about, Gary, is how important it is to share these good experiences with others.
Yes.
So this event, Geowoodstock Giga style, is huge and amazing. So it's wonderful to get together with you. How do my viewers get in touch with you?
Oh, perfect. Geocachetalk.com. You can email us if you want to find out some more information as well, geocachetalk@gmail.com. We're on every Sunday night, 8 p.m. live. You can always catch us later on YouTube if you want to catch it later.
Yep.
Or you can listen to it audio, Spotify, iTunes, different things like that.
Well, I was a newcomer, less than 100 finds when I found the show.
That's awesome.
And you guys are, you're dedicated, you're experienced, you're veterans, you're ambassadors.
Yeah.
But listen, the way you welcomed me, it was meaningful and inspirational.
Oh, good.
I didn't feel like an outsider and I needed to lurk and hide.
Right.
You guys accepted me. Not only that, but you published one of my blogs.
Yes.
And it was titled, I'm a Beginner.
Yeah. Your blog was perfect. I mean, and I've had a bunch of comments about that.
Yeah, great.
The fact that, you fit a blog entry in that was perfect. It was different. Not everybody who's new, like you are, is willing to sort of get out there and do that.
Yeah, and without your encouragement, I wouldn't have been able to either.
Well, I appreciate that. So, yeah, hopefully we're being encouraging to many people.
Yeah, I'm sure that you are.
Yeah, even if you've been around or not, if you're new, don't feel like you're a new person. Just get out there and meet people. Watch us, watch this, all the ones that you're doing. Go back, watch some of the older ones you've done.
Yeah.
I know they've changed over time, but as you get different. But it's fun to catch all those.
Well, and another thing we talked about is you had a special guest on one night, Keith from FTF Magazine.
We did.
Keith asked for submissions on camouflage hides, and so I did a story.
Sweet.
Yeah, I wrote
That's
about
awesome.
how to make a fake log.
Okay.
He published it. It's
That's
in the new
awesome.
FTF magazine, and Geocache Talk gets the credit.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thanks, man. Yeah,
You guys are more impactful than you knew.
More than we were planning on. That's perfect.
The world appreciates you, Gary.
Oh man, well thanks. We appreciate everybody.
Well, thanks for being on the River Life channel.
Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely.
We'll
Thanks,
see you
everybody.
again soon.
Appreciate it.
I'll see you guys on the next one.
Like Gary said, you've got to get out there and go geocaching. River Wife and I did this, and we were able to sign a few logs. We really enjoyed our time on the Donut Trail just north of Cincinnati in Butler County. And by the way, the donuts were delicious. And each time we get out there, we like to look around and notice where geocaching takes us. And if a subject poses for us long enough, we'll take its picture. And we enjoy appreciating nature and think that you might also. So let me encourage you, whenever you're out there geocaching, look around, look up, look down, look all around. You never know what you're going to find. And even if you DNF, you just might make a wonderful memory.
I'd like to thank you for tuning in and invite you to subscribe to the River Life channel if you haven't done so already. You can click on the icon in the upper left corner or hang around, watch another video. There's a pretty good recommendation there in the bottom right hand corner. Either way, thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you again soon. So long.